Welcome to episode 5 of Where Are They Now with former Ottawa Junior Senator Pierre-Luc Veillette. I'm your host, Davide DeCipio. So Pierre-Luc, first off, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Pierre-Luc, let's dive way back to a young yourself in Drummondville, Quebec. What made you fall in love with the game of hockey?
My dad, told me pretty much everything I know. At a young age, I think I started playing at least skating at 4 years old, and then after that, my dad just made a backyard rink behind our house, and after that, it was just I would skate with my sister, and just enjoyed the afternoons playing, and I got into hockey with that, and played all of my hockey back home in Drummondville. So it was it started this way pretty much.
And you were growing up in the time with the Drummondville Voltigeurs of the QMJHL, who had some really star players. Did you attend any Voltigeurs games as a kid, and who did you look up to on teams teams in the past from there?
I think I did attend some of the games. Of course, they had a good team. I think they won the President Cup. I can't remember when it was, but I was there watching the games of a lot of good players played there too. It was a lot of guys played in the NHL after that. So I think it was good for me to just, attend the games and to see those guys play. And after that, when I was 17, I went to the camp. So it was pretty special to me to just, go to that camp, to the team I was watching when I was growing up. So it was nice. Yeah.
Who did you look up to, NHL or anybody, to try to model your game after growing up?
Well, I think growing up, I was obviously looking Sidney Crosby and all those guys. Alex Kovalev was big fan too, because he played for Montreal. So obviously, I was a big fan of him. And if I go back to Crosby, I think he was just one of the guys that stood out, as soon as he came into the league. So I was obviously a big fan. Yeah.
Let's move on to your minor hockey ranks. You end up playing in the QCHL for 3 seasons. You're a captain in the 15-16 campaign. You won a championship in the QCHL in 14-15. Just take me through that experience for you in Quebec collegiate hockey, because we know a lot of kids in Ontario, it's AAA, then it's either Junior A if you're deciding to go the NCAA route, or if you're going to go right to the Ontario Hockey League. In Quebec, though, it's a little bit different. So walk me through that process.
Yeah, so basically back home, you have to go, before to go to university, you have to go to a CJEP, it's called. So my goal was to go to school and play hockey at the same time. So for me, it was a big decision to go play there. And at this time also, well, it's also still a good league. It's there's a good players that plays there now. They all play most of them played for university, CIS and stuff like that. So I think for me, I really enjoyed playing there. And then obviously I had the goal of going to play NCAA. So it was always in the back of my head. I worked hard for it, so I think it all worked out pretty well.
In your off season, heading it into your final season of junior hockey, you end up making the choice to play for Martin Dagenet and the Ottawa Junior Senators, which was a big year because hosting the Fred Page Cup, you knew you're automatically in the Eastern Canadian Championship. Was that a factor into your decision to join the OJS? Yeah,
of course. I didn't know much about the league before I heard about it, because for us back home, Junior A is a non-competitive league. So when I first heard about it, I was not sure to just move away and go to Ottawa, and to me it was after I took a little bit of more details with Marty when he told me a little bit more about the league, and I figured it was a good way for me to just be closer to my goal of playing in the NCAA. So I think it was a big part of how it went out.
How was the recruitment process to join OJS? Was it Martin Dagenet coming out to watch you in the QCHL? Because nowadays we see a lot of players come out of the QCHL to come join OJS. And you're probably the one that broke the mold to come to play for Ottawa back in the 17-18 season. Just who was the one that reached out to you, and what made you fall in love with the program?
Yeah, I think it was Marty himself. I think he came to watch me play, and he told me after that, gave me a little bit more of information about the team. And then I just wanted to finish school where I was before I wanted to leave my program. And then obviously when it was done, I figured it was the good timing for me to just go and play Junior A as a 20-year-old. So it was kind of how it went. He was talking to me for at least, I think, 2 years prior, and after that, when I was done with school, I was ready to go. So
And playing in Eastern Ontario, in Ottawa, bilingual, English and French speaking team, especially with Martin Dagenet being bilingual head coach. Was that an easy transition for you, coming really to a language that's probably second nature to you now?
Yeah, it was huge. Honestly, like I didn't know. I was decent in English. I think I could speak and everything, but I was not like at the level I am right now. I'm a little bit better, so like it definitely helped. Like having Marty as a French Ontario, so like it's been good. And also like half the team was speaking French on the team, so like it was a big transition too. Like it was just helpful. Like, if I had any questions, I had a lot of guys I could talk to, and the guys were good too. There was all good guys, so it was fun.
And it was a much older team in the 17-18 season. A couple French players that come to mind are Gabriel Morin and Francis Boisvert, who were on the Ottawa Junior Senators that season. Who made the locker room transition easy for you?
I think my good friend Eli Bulris, when I was there, I think he made it really easy for me. He could speak English like just as well as French. So to me, I could go see him and ask questions. I think he made it really easy. And after that, like all the guys were just good guys. So it wasn't like that like tough of a transition.
Of course, it was a team that really heated up in the second half of the season. After the acquisition of Connor Hicks, and you had Francis Boisvert and Connor Hicks as your 1-2 punch and goal, and it was a pretty lethal offensive team as well. From an offensive point of view, take me through what turned the tide in the second half of the season.
I mean, yeah, I think Marty made some good trades also like along the year to get like some good like key players. And even before that, I think like the fact that we had like Nick Lalonde and Owen Guy, all these guys like playing with our team, it was like huge because like from all four lines we could score goals. We were dangerous. Like any line who was out there, we were dangerous. So I think like after the second, at the second half, I think at that point we were like all how can I say, just we knew what to do, and like we had CP like right in front of us. We wanted to beat them, so like it was our goal and a big motivation for us.
23 or 33 goals rather for you with OJS in your only season in Ottawa. How much did you learn playing for the program?
I did grow a lot, I think, with the program. I think like I was playing with Eli and Darcy Walsh, and I think like it was just a good mix for us. And I think we're almost I would say almost the only line that didn't change much, and the chemistry was good. And I think like I think Eli was a good defensive center, and Darcy, like I know after the year I left, he was a good goal scorer, but before that I think he was like more of a passer, let's say, and I just like took the role of try to score a little bit more goals, and I think that's how it went pretty much. Yeah.
During that season, you also commit to Lake Superior State, which is where you're at now. Kind of a weight off your shoulders once you announced your commitment and just allowed you to focus on your game, and what ended up leading you to choose Lake Superior State?
Yeah, well, it was, right off the bat, my goal was to commit somewhere, and I didn't really know. And, I had a good start of the season, so I was really happy how things went, leading to that. We had that Trenton weekend over in Ontario, and it was big because that's there I committed. That's where Lake State talked to me, and assistant coach Michael York talked to me for a little bit, and then the week after that I just signed. So yeah, it was a big weight off my shoulder because after that I didn't have to worry about that. I just had to keep performing, and that's pretty much how it went.
And you mentioned the Eastern Canadian Challenge, I believe it's called. How much did you learn from that experience, and what were some of your takeaways from it?
Yeah, I learned a lot because all of the best players around like the junior leagues were there, like in Quebec, and the Quebec team, and I think it was Saskatchewan team, and I can't remember who the other team were, but obviously like when the best players just come to a tournament and play against each other, I think that's where you have to step up, and I think it was a good tournament for us. We had a lot of good players in our team, and it was a good tournament for us.
as the season went on, you guys end up going to the finals for the third consecutive year at that point. Faced the Carleton Place Canadians in the finals. You end up winning in 5 games to win the Junior Senators' first Bogart Cup since 2002. I believe 2002, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. But take me through that whole playoff run, and of course dominating a heavily favored CP team.
Yeah, so it was good because I think Marty prepared us from day one, to beat CP, and at that point I think we were just we didn't want to overstep things. We wanted to take it one game at a time, but obviously I think as the playoffs went on, CP was in our heads and we wanted to beat them really bad, and even though we were playing at the Fred Page Cup, we still wanted to show everyone that we deserved to be there. So it was another big motivation for us.
4 goals for you in the Fred Page Cup, which you guys end up hosting, but just headlined by that finals, which was a complete shellacking of Collège Français Longueuil in that championship, 10-1, I believe the final score was. Walk me through that whole tournament for you personally and team-wise, playing in front of a packed Jim Durrell recreation complex.
Yeah, it was a fun time for sure. I think the final, we didn't really expect that because, the Quebec team was, they had some good players. I had a lot of friends also playing in that team, and we didn't expect that. We just, went to play hard, and I don't know what happened. We just kept scoring, and, it was just a good game for us. And before that, I mean, we expected CP to be, at the top, and I don't know, what happened, but, I think it's just things changed the way they were supposed to, and we were just ready to go and ready to play like anyone. So it was a good tournament for us, and also that after that we were really excited to go to the RBC Cup. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, that round robin game against Carleton Place, you guys won 3-2, and every time Carleton Place took a minor penalty, Jason Clark, the head coach of the Carleton Place Canadians, was just sending guys off the ice. So Carleton Place ended up playing shorthanded that game, and you guys end up winning that. So of course, going back to that finals, how is it tough to stay engaged when you're up so much, or did you guys just want to keep playing your game to lead up because you knew that you guys at that point when you guys are up 10-1, you probably knew late in the game that you guys had it locked up?
Yeah, I think at some point, when it's 6-7-0, we kind of knew we were winning. Just had to be careful, with not making dumb mistakes or injuries or something like that. Just trying to stay healthy, and but it was a good game. We were happy to prove everyone that we deserve to be there, and we won that game. So
the franchise's first Fred Page Cup, you guys go on to the RBC Cup, and you guys fell ultimately to the national champions in the Chilliwack Chiefs, and a goal and 2 assists in 5 games for you at that tournament. And did you almost feel like a rock star in Chilliwack for that week?
Well, it was just a good way to finish the season. I think unfortunately we wanted to win, but Chilliwack were a good team, and also I think they rested for a little bit before that because they were eliminated in their own playoffs. So I mean, it was just a fun week. It was fun 2 weeks for us. It was a great experience and a lot of good memories I can take away from that. And I think it was a lot of fun to be playing for that ultimate trophy, and yeah, it was fun.
And do you have any funny stories that you can share about anybody, whether it was a plane ride or a bus ride to a rink or something along those lines of something that happened at the RBC Cup?
On the top of my head, I'm not sure. I know that we had a lot of fun playing mini golf over there. It was, I think, was it in Hope? I think the village was called, and it was in the mountains. It was really fun. We also played real golf. We borrowed some clubs, and we went to play in one of the courts over there. It was just an awesome views to play there, so it was fun.
Now, to wrap up your CCHL career, you get named to the all-graduate team and the third all-star team. Was it nice to go out in your junior career with personal accolades like that?
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun to be recognized like that, but obviously I couldn't have done it without, my line mates. They were a huge part of the accomplishments I had, and also just the whole team was just so great, and we had good players. Looking back at it, we just had a really solid team. Most of the guys that were there ended up playing, I think, college or committed later on. So it was good. Yeah.
Is that one of the closest teams you ever played with?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Now, going to your NCAA career at Lake Superior State, you're now in your third season at Lake Superior State. 32 games in your first season, 8 points. Well, how big of a step was it from Junior A to NCAA Division I?
Of course, like it's a big transition because I think the guys are just like faster, they're stronger, and it's a big step. And especially in our conference, I think like in the WCHA, it's like it's a big like fast pace, and the guys are strong, and that was a big transition for me. The first couple of games were tough, and then after that, I think the second half was like a little more easier in that way. But yeah, I had to adjust a little bit at the beginning. So.
Is it tough, especially as a freshman, being in and out of the lineup every once in a while?
I was fortunate. I didn't miss any games, but because like I was injured for 6 games, so that's where I missed my games. But like I was lucky enough to be in the lineup consistently, and I had one of my friend there, Anthony Nellis. He's from Quebec too, and he made the transition way easier too because he was with me the whole time. So. Guiding me and stuff like that. So I was really happy to have him by my side for that time.
And now last season, 26 points in 41 games at Lake Superior State in your second season. What all went well last year?
Yeah, well, I knew what the league was. After that, I adjusted myself, and I was ready to just step up and have a bigger role and everything because we lost some key players after my first year. So obviously, I wanted to step up, and I think it worked pretty well. So
now, last December, you guys are playing Providence at the Catamount Cup. The CCHL All-Star team is headed down to play UMass Lowell for a quick exhibition game. And sure enough, we stop in at Vermont University, and Martin Dagenet is coaching that team. Well, how was it nice to catch up with him in the middle of the game, really? Because I remember you guys coming out onto the ice, and Marty would be at the end of the stairs. And how nice was it to catch up, even though it was probably 30 seconds?
Yeah, I didn't even know. I think the team was coming to that game, so like I was kind of surprised, but it was fun to catch up for a little bit because I had a good relationship with Marty. He was really good to me, and it was good to see like the whole team, and because I knew some guys still, even though like a lot of guys left, but it was fun to see everyone. Yeah.
And now the season gets cut short for you at school, and then you guys really extended off season. What did you try to focus on mostly during your lengthy time off?
I tried, well, after the COVID happened, like obviously we were playing hockey for a while, so I took some days off and, tried to take care of my body. But after that, I was just trying, I started working where I work in the summer, and just trying to stay active as well. Cause, it was tough. Like back home, there was no gym open for, to work out or anything like that. So it was kind of tough to, just stay on track and do what I do usually because I couldn't. So like, but most of it was just, try to stay healthy and just be ready for my third season, basically.
And the extended period of time off, weren't allowed in the rinks and on the ice. Was it a sigh of relief when you were able to step back on the ice for the first time in whatever 4 months it was?
Yeah. I haven't skated like it took so long before I could skate again. I was just, so glad to be able to put the skates on again. And, it's just a good feeling because you miss it. And especially in the summer, because, you're used to just, skate and stay, in good shape, but I couldn't do that. So, yeah.
And now you're fortunate to be in a conference that is up and running and playing games. And you're off to a tremendous start this season, 8 points in 12 games, four of them being goals and at least 2 multi-point efforts for you, including Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. So congratulations on that. And do you feel like all that training in the lengthy off season has paid off here in your third year?
Yeah, for sure. It was a little bit different, but I think it paid off. And, after that, we came here in a little bit earlier this year too. We came here in, I think it was July 25th. So like we were working out and, we were ready to just start the season, even though it started later. But I think we were, I think it was a good thing, even though, we missed some games for sure because the season is a little bit shorter this year, but we're excited. And hopefully this year we can, make a good run and go for the NCAA Frozen Four for sure.
And what all clicked for you? 5 points a couple of weeks ago. Just explain what was going right for you.
Yeah, I don't know. We struggled a little bit with the power play at the beginning of the season, and now I think it was the first couple of goals we had on the power play. So I think, after scoring the first one, just the other just kept coming, I guess, and it was just a good weekend for our line.
And from year 1 to year 3, how do you feel that you've grown as a player in Division 1 hockey?
I mean, physically, I gained a little bit more weight, so I'm stronger, I'm faster, I think too. I think I got better with, one-on-one battles. I think that was one thing I was struggling a little bit in juniors, but the other thing is in juniors you have a lot more time in space, and here, it's completely different, so you have to adjust to that. I think just like on this side of things, individually, I think I got a little bit better, like for battles and. Obviously after that, I still work on my shots and, everything else. So overall, I think it was a good thing for me to just come to Lake State, and with the staff that we have, it's just like unreal. We have good coaching staff, so it's good for our development for everyone.
I should slide this in before I forget about your NCAA career. Former captain Owen Guy spent parts of a couple seasons at Lake Superior State. Was it nice to go to university, especially play university hockey with a guy that you shared a locker room with the year before?
Yeah, of course. Like when I wasn't sure to sign in my time of decision with Lake State, that played a role in the balance for sure, because I knew Owen was coming. And Owen's just a great guy, so I knew I wanted to go for that team with him, and it was good after that. Kept playing with OJS, knowing that one of your buddies is just gonna follow your tracks and keep go with you. So it was fun for that.
All right, Pierre-Luc, as we wrap this up, it's my time to turn over the podcast to you to shout anybody out from your time at OJS, or to say anything to the players now and to the coaching staff of your time with the Ottawa Junior Senators.
Yeah, well, I just want to say hi to everyone who listens to this podcast. I miss you guys. It was a lot of fun. I have some great memories, and hopefully we can just see each other fairly soon when this COVID is just ending. So good luck to the rest of you guys, and I miss you.
All right, Pierre-Luc Veillette, thank you so much for taking the time, and best of luck going forward at Lake Superior State University.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks.